Yes, you know that. I told you that. That was all a part of the plan.
It's not my relationship, this is my relation.
My relation.
This is not my position in time, this is not my nation.
No nation.
I am a citizen of the world. I am a boy,
You are a girl.
There's no time for drama, only love. Won't you follow me and walk into the sun? Walk into the sun.
There's no time for drama, that's right, baby mama. There's no time for fooling around, no. Just some sunshine.
Won't you come along with me?
There's no time for drama on the sun, baby. Let it fill your body up. Oh, only love. We're gonna walk into the sun today. We're gonna make this a special Sunday. A Sunday that makes you feel like it's fun day. That one day that, oh my Lord, that feels so good. I gotta do it again day. You know what I'm saying? One human race, all coming together to trace and find its way back. Bohemian zygotes, let's rise. We are on track. This is your future.
We're gonna tell you how we do it and tell you how it's going on. A little rock and roll to bring you back from where we're gone. You read it in the news, you never know what's going on. We're filtering the shit, so saying it's time we brought it on. You read it in the news, hear it on your TV. All the lies government's telling you and me. They try to tell me that the earth is getting warmer every day, and then they start an earthquake. Y'all say, we're gonna ride the wave, baby. We're gonna ride tonight. We're gonna free the slaves, baby. We're gonna free them tonight. We're gonna ride the wave, baby. We're gonna ride tonight. We're gonna free the slaves, baby. We're gonna free them tonight. They got polar ice melting, polar bears crying, food strikes and all the lies and oil crisis is buying. Wars, victims, and all insanity. They try to sell me every night on my TV. It's like globalized is just a bunch of lies, kids. When economies drop like flies, look at what they did. I see grease sliding down the pipe, Iceland down the back. Somebody better look, they gobbling up the map. We're gonna ride the wave, baby. We're gonna ride tonight. We're gonna free the slaves, baby. We're gonna free them tonight. We're gonna ride the wave, baby. We're gonna ride tonight. No more questions about what's wrong and what's right tonight. No, we're gonna free the slaves. We're gonna ride the wave. We're gonna free the slaves. We're gonna ride it. We're gonna free them, free them. We're gonna ride it. We're gonna free. We're gonna ride the wave, baby. one another's eyes. So you better shut the door. We're about to get busy up in here and drop this one. This is for Ibiza State of Mind. We got the family up in the house right here. Everybody's on it. Ooh, this one's gonna be tight. So sweet.
No glasses for once? No. It's too early in the morning for no glasses. Come see me in the afternoon and we can do that. Even then, you probably won't get it, so forget it. So the story of what? Which one? How I got here? Shit. Okay, so I was working in this bar, right? Because I got blown out. First of all, I was coming from London. This is how it began. I read Richard Branson's autobiography, and it was like, if you want to get discovered, like, don't go to a really big label. You got to go to a small label where you can be someone, and don't go to a really big label where you're just going to be like another number. So I'm like, wow, I'll go to your label. Wow, how good would that be? Virgin, they're really cool. These guys are open-minded. So my cousins live in London, and I'm in New York, and I'm like, okay, my cousins live in London, and they live right down the road from Virgin. That's on the Harrow Road there, off of the Kilburn High Road in Notting Hill. So I go to stay with them, and little do I know that fucking London is expensive, right? Like, I don't even know what 20 pounds is, much less like that you need one of them to get out of your house and go anywhere. And it'll take you an hour once you fucking walked out of your house to get anywhere. So that 20 pounds will have evaporated. You need to get another one. So I go and I'm staying at my cousin's house there. And I'm like, all right, let me see if I can go down the Virgin and check shit out. So, because I'm trying to get into the music business, right? Of course. So I'm like, and I did this because before I had even, why did I even think I should come here is because I got offered a deal in New York by Universal Music Group. And when I was offered the deal by Universal Music Group, they told me to come down from where I was living in Penn State and chill with them for a bit and go over this contract. And the guy that I was sitting down with that gets to show me, he's like the vice president, he's like a VP there. And he goes through this contract, and we're drinking wine, we're having this amazing dinner. And over the dinner, we start to get to realize that he and I went to the same college together. And I was like, oh my God, we went to the same school together. You went to Marist, oh my God, yeah. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, did you know this guy? And he says, Flounder, right? And I'm like, Flounder? You knew the fish man? He was like my mentor. He goes, what? He was my little brother. Goes, wow. We have this friend in common. And after a couple of wines, he says to me, wait, I really like you. You're a really nice guy. So I'm going to have a bit of a word of advice for you. And I'm like, what? I'm excited because I'm already dreaming about spending all this Universal money, right? I'm about to get signed as an artist. I'm going to be rich. And he's like, my suggestion for you is that you should run. I'm like, what? He's like, you should run. I'm like, what do you mean I should run? I'm about to sign like the deal of a lifetime. He goes, well, I don't think you should sign this. I'm like, what do you mean you don't think I should sign it? He goes, I really like you because you remind me, of myself, what I was like when I was coming up. And look, Universal just bought my company a couple months back, and they fired everybody. I was promoted up to VP because I was the head. He goes, but everyone else is gone. If you sign with us, you're one of the last ones in. You're going to be one of the first ones out. And here, you see this little thing right here? He starts to peel the pages back. He goes, you see that little clause right there? That one right there? That one means that even if you sell 5 million albums, at the end of it, after we've taken the money from your video, for your manager, for your lawyer, all your legal fees, all the production of the album, all the auxiliary fees, you're probably going to owe us about $350,000. And we own the rights to your next 5 albums, and we own your name and likeness. So you're pretty much beholden to us. I recommend you run. I'm like, what? Like, he just told me he was about to sell me into slavery. Like old school, like Kunta fucking Kinte, like sign right here and you're gone on the fucking slave ship. And he stopped me from doing it and told me to run. And I was like, thank God this fucking guy liked me. That's why I went to Virgin. That's why I'm now in London, approaching the secretary at Virgin. But it doesn't look like Virgin anymore. Like, for some strange reason, it says EMI on it. Little did I know, Virgin got bought out by EMI, and they weren't that friendly little hometown fucking company they used to be. And they don't take no walk-ins. I couldn't get past the fucking secretary. I mean, like, literally, she was like, nope, 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 nope. I went all the different ways. They trying to approach it. Hey, I'm just here too. I got my... She does not give a fuck. So I'm totally dejected. I walk out of the building, and guess what? It starts fucking raining, but like pouring down. Like, it's total London, right? It can happen at any moment. Who told me, right? I should have known. It starts fucking pouring down, and I'm like, I'm running. I've got my shit. I'm getting wet. I'm running down the hill. I'm running. It's getting wet. I'm pouring. And I see there's this one little fucking light on in this pub at the end of the street, and like I run into it to just like, get out of the rain, right? It's the first one on the corner. And I'm breathing in the fucking door, and then I put my back on the door, and there's two fucking drunks there at the end of the bar, and it's totally empty. I'm soaking wet, and as I'm breathing heavy and I start to calm down, I realize, wait a minute. This is the closest bar to the fucking EMI. Like, it's at the end of the road. If I worked there at the end of the day, I gotta come to this bar, right? Like, I would come here and have drinks. It's the end of the road. I need to get a fucking job in this bar. So, that's what I proceeded to do. I proceeded to get a job in that bar because I was like, look, if I'm going to get discovered, it's not going to be because I tried to get past the secretary. It's going to be because I knew somebody. And how are you going to know someone if you don't know them? I go, if I'm working at this fucking bar, I'm going to get to know every fucker. So I took a job at that bar. The name of the bar was Paradise. So, me being an artist, them being fucking all the types of record executives, musicians. I mean, like Moby would come into that bar, like the fucking... I mean, it was such a famous hotbed for musicians. James, like all these different... the Clash, their original house was right down the road. I mean... Crash Test Dummies would come in and fucking they'd play upstairs. So I realized I was in the middle of the center of it all, and it was that place where I was trying to get my deal. And one day while I was waiting for this record exec to come in, who said he was like the manager of the Waterboys, and like he was like, maybe if I had a demo tape for him, like let somebody listen to it on the inside. I had gotten myself this little CD demo. I got it all ready. 5 o'clock came and the fucker never showed up. And I looked out at the window, and I'm sitting there behind the bar waiting, and it's empty. It's the afternoon, nothing. And I'm like, fuck. And then, all of a sudden, it started to rain again. And I was like thinking, fuck. And the buses are going by. And then out of the blue, some dude walks in the door. But it's not the guy from the Waterboys. It's this dude, this DJ Mass, and I haven't seen him in ages. And he's like, hey, Q, how's it going? I'm like, hey, DJ Mass, what's up? How you doing? He's like, yeah, I just got back from Italy. I'm like, Italy? That's why I haven't seen you in ages. He's like, yeah. You know something really strange? I had a dream that you were in one of my songs. Do you sing? And I look at this guy, and I reach my hand back behind the bar and grab that CD, and I'm like, as a matter of fact, I do. I hand it to him. A week later, I'm recording a track. 3 or 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks go by. I don't hear anything. I think it's nothing. Next thing you know, that track comes out. It's buzzing. It's out there. And they're asking for us to go on a tour to Italy. And so we do that. And we go on a tour to Italy to pump this song up, and I get a fucking arrival treatment like I'm some sort of a fucking king because our track's been spinning, and the guys who put it out are Italian from Napoli. So they know all the connections, they know all the clubs. We do this fucking tour, we do everything, we come back, and on our way back from Napoli to come back to London, I get stopped in customs at Heathrow. Never land at Heathrow, rule number 1. And they're like, so, they keep me there for like 8 hours. And my friends go back onto the Paradise, and they're like, after 8 hours of interrogation, I arrive back at the bar, and they're like, dude, what the hell happened to you? We thought you like got arrested or something. Like, did they get the drugs? I'm like, no, the drugs are here. I got those, but I got deported. I got to leave tomorrow at 12. And they said they have my passport, so if I don't fucking get all my shit and fucking go back to where I came from in Italy, they're going to fucking give my shit to fucking like Interpol or whoever, and I'm going to be a fucking illegal immigrant. And they got my passport. I got to get the fuck out of here. And so my boy Raph Ravenscroft was in the corner, and he's like, hey, don't worry about it. Look, I'm going to Ibiza in a week. You meet me there. They've got artists living wild in the hills, bro. I'm like, artists living wild in the hills? He's like, yeah, they got artists living wild in the hills. Get yourself a ticket, I meet you there. I'm like, I see you in Ibiza.
We're all artists. All of you artists, we're all artists, and we think we should really share a lot more of our artwork and to find the ways to be able to do it so that we can keep ourselves accountable and keep going. You know, it's very difficult exposing your art because we're very sensitive people, artists, right? And it's like you walk out naked. Like not everyone's gonna like what you do, and that's got to be okay with us. But what we're trying to do is share our stuff as artists. We're not really here to entertain you. I mean, that's not what it's about. It's just really to share something that we're doing that we really have a lot of love and care for. We hope you like it, but if you don't, that's okay too. As long as it moves you one way or the other. We've done our work here.
Hollow heads, empty minds. These excuses that two people use when the pain is left behind. Empty beds you can find. This is the thing, and it shows me the world will find out that we can shine like diamonds. Diamonds on the dance floor, rockets on the launch pad, fires in the sky. You can hear the call, and we pray through it all. Minds. These excuses that two people use when the pain is left behind. Empty beds you can find. These are the reasons he's taken to find out that we can shine like diamonds. Diamonds on the dance floor, lighting up the landscape, open up my mind. We can shine like diamonds, diamonds on the dance floor, rockets on the launch pad, lighting up the sky. Sax.
Thank you. Let us begin our evening.
Around in the Dark Star, talking to you about some shit because fucking man, look, we're going into 2022 right now, and music has changed so much, and so much has happened, and so much has been like on the cusp, and things that like people didn't know then, but they know now. Number one is that the entire past 20 years of hip hop have been hijacked by the private prison industry. Now, you can go do the research if you want and find out the connection between private prisons and hip-hop music and the rise in private prisons in America, a reason why I left. How come all of a sudden all this conscious music started to go by the wayside? How come all this conscious music disappeared? Because there was a private secret meeting being held at one point, and after that meeting, all of the conscious shit got flushed and only gangster hip-hop, something that was going to fill jails, came out of it. What does that have to do with anything? If you look 20 years down the road, that's exactly what we got. We got all this influence of young people that being a gangster is cool and being educated is not, and the music that came from it. When you had Kanye West break away from that and be this college dropout, but backpack wearing, smooth, clean wearing, I was not a gangster type dude, that's the type of shit that changed people and let them know that there was another way to go. So I'm telling you that to tell you this. The new shit that's coming out is got to be an evolution of where we've come from, where we come from, what we're doing, and how we're going to do it. So we're taking time to put out a bunch of new music, and we've put some out. One of the new tracks we got that's coming out is called Coming Out. And this is some of the music for that shit. And basically, it's like about coming out, and it speaks about a lot of shit that's been going on. Like reefer sales and comet sales, pandemic residuals, artificial intelligence, gain of function due diligence, chaotic crypto chemicals, recidivative pharmaceuticals, algorithmic habitual, photogenic political, vaccination ID cards, fake real diamonds, real fake stars. I mean, it's how we've been living, like tripping all over the sunshine, like raining all over the bad days just to get out. And this new music is like that. Like we're singing all over the sunshine, raining all over the bad days to get out. And we really just got to remember, I mean, that you can find your paradise coming out. I mean, if you really look for it, if you really search for it, if you really hunt it down, you can find your paradise coming out. And so we're going to be coming out. Coming out. Yeah, you know how it is. We know. Yes, it is. Coming out. She said the moon was chasing and waiting patiently for us, all of us. We gave one more time to recognize it's built on trust, just for us. Sunshine were raining like a mountain that's raining to be live, one at a time. I said it's never raining when the sun is raining down your life. Oh, that is right. We're coming out. Out of the sunrise, when the moon's full, you feel that we're coming out. Out of the morning, we're dawning like the sun. We're coming out. So that's what we're doing, man. We're coming out. I want you to follow the music, follow what's up, follow the stories. Island of your dreams, and check into some of those lines. Pandemic residuals, gain of function, due diligence, artificial intelligence, our present and our future is built on our attention. We need to pay some. DeRHINO signing out. Talk to you soon.
What is your mission?